Have you ever had a friend who suddenly disappears when you need them the most, but somehow always shows up the moment they need something from you? At first, everything seems normal. They laugh with you, they text you, they call you their friend, but over time, something starts to feel off. Maybe you feel drained after spending time with them. Maybe your problems never seem to matter as much as theirs, or maybe you slowly realize that the friendship feels one-sided. The uncomfortable truth is that fake friends rarely look like enemies. In fact, psychology shows that toxic friendships often hide behind friendly behavior, jokes, and shared memories. And because of that, many people stay in these relationships far longer than they should. In this video, we'll explore 7 psychological signs someone might be a fake friend. These signs are subtle, but once you start noticing them, you'll begin to see certain relationships very differently, and by the end of this video, you might even recognize some patterns in your own life. Let's start with the first sign. The first sign someone is a fake friend is that they only show up when they need something. Real friendships are built on mutual support. Both people give. Both people care. Both people show up when things get difficult. But with a fake friend, the relationship slowly becomes one-sided. They call you when they need advice. They message you when they need help. They reach out when they're going through something. But when you need support, they're suddenly unavailable. Maybe they take days to reply. Maybe they cancel plans. Maybe they disappear completely. At first, you might make excuses for them. After all, everyone gets busy sometimes, but if this pattern keeps repeating, it's usually not about timing, it's about priorities. Psychologists sometimes describe this type of connection as an instrumental relationship. That means someone values you mainly for what you can provide, not for who you are. In other words, you become useful to them, not important. The second sign of a fake friend is that they compete with you instead of supporting you. Healthy friendships create a safe space where both people can grow, succeed, and celebrate each other. When something good happens to you, a real friend feels happy for you, but a fake friend often reacts differently. You share good news about a promotion, a new opportunity, or a personal achievement, and their reaction feels strange. Instead of excitement, you get silence. Instead of support, you get comparison. They might say something like, "That's great, but wait until you hear what happened to me." Or they might downplay your success. Anyone could do that. It's not that big of a deal. Psychology explains this behavior through something called social comparison. Some people measure their value by comparing themselves to others, so when you succeed, it doesn't inspire them. It threatens them. And instead of celebrating your growth, they try to protect their own ego. The third sign is that they gossip about everyone, including their own friends. At first, it might seem entertaining. They always have a story. They always know the drama. They always have something to say about someone else. But there's an important psychological rule about gossip. People who constantly talk about others will eventually talk about you too. If someone regularly criticizes their other friends behind their backs, it reveals something about their character. It shows that loyalty is not one of their core values. And in healthy friendships, loyalty is essential. You should feel safe sharing your thoughts, your struggles, and your experiences without worrying that those conversations will become someone else's entertainment later. The fourth sign is that they disappear when your life gets difficult. This is one of the most revealing moments in any friendship because when life is easy, almost anyone can be around. But when things fall apart, only real friends stay. Fake friends tend to vanish during challenging times. Maybe you're going through stress at work. Maybe you're dealing with family problems. Maybe you're struggling emotionally. And suddenly they become distant. They might say things like, "Let me know if you need anything," but their actions rarely follow their words. Real friends don't just offer support, they show up, even if they don't have the perfect advice, even if they don't know exactly what to say. Their presence alone reminds you that you're not facing life alone. The fifth sign of a fake friend is subtle manipulation. Not all manipulation is obvious. Sometimes it appears as guilt. Sometimes it appears as emotional pressure. For example, they might make you feel bad for setting boundaries. If you can't help them, they act disappointed. If you prioritize your own needs, they make you feel selfish. Over time, this creates a psychological imbalance in the relationship. You start feeling responsible for their emotions. You start adjusting your behavior just to avoid conflict. Healthy friendships don't rely on guilt or pressure. They respect personal boundaries, and they understand that both people have their own lives, priorities, and limits. The sixth sign is that they rarely celebrate your happiness. Think about the moments when something good happens in your life. Maybe you achieved a personal goal. Maybe you started a new relationship. Maybe you finally overcame a challenge. A real friend feels genuine joy for you, but a fake friend often responds with indifference. They change the topic, they give a short response, or they quickly shift the focus back to themselves. Psychologists call this emotional mismatch. When someone cannot genuinely feel happy about your progress, it often means your growth threatens their sense of identity. And over time, this can make you feel like you need to shrink your success just to keep the friendship comfortable. But true friends don't need you to stay small. They want to see you grow. The seventh and final sign is that you feel emotionally drained after spending time with them. This is something many people overlook. Your body and mind often notice unhealthy dynamics long before your logic does. If you consistently feel exhausted, stressed, or negative after interacting with someone, it may be a psychological signal. Healthy friendships usually leave you feeling supported, understood, and energized, even after serious conversations. But fake friendships often feel heavy. You might notice that the conversations revolve around their problems, or that you constantly feel like you're walking on emotional eggshells. Over time, this emotional drain can slowly impact your mental well being, and that's why recognizing these patterns is so important, because friendships should add value to your life, not quietly take it away. But here's something important to remember: not every imperfect friend is a fake friend. Everyone has bad days, everyone makes mistakes. The difference lies in patterns. If someone occasionally fails to show up, that's human. But if the same unhealthy behaviors repeat over and over again, the relationship may not be as genuine as it seems. Understanding these signs doesn't mean you need to confront everyone or immediately end friendships. Sometimes awareness alone changes how much energy you invest, and sometimes the healthiest thing you can do is quietly create distance, because your time, your energy, and your emotional space are limited resources, and the people you surround yourself with will always influence the direction of your life more than you realize. So pay attention to how people treat you. Pay attention to how you feel around them. And most importantly, remember this: real friends don't make your life heavier, they make it stronger. If you found this video helpful, consider sharing it with someone who might need to hear it. And if you want to understand more about human behavior, relationships, and psychology, don't forget to subscribe for more videos like this. Because sometimes the most important life skill is simply learning to recognize who truly belongs in your circle.